Now then, so I am joined here with Luke, say hello,
Hello? You
and we
alright?
are going to be looking at the in-depth look at GTA 6 alpha gameplay. Now, we're going to have a lot of our thoughts here, and we're going to look at just the facts. There's no insider information here because that's just bullshit. So, what we have found out is that in the gameplay it says Vice City, so that's confirmed. What would you say, Luke, to that?
Yeah, I mean, I heard, I've heard bits here and there,
Hmm.
about it being like Vice City. But when we were watching the leak footage, I pointed this out. I was like, oh, it says Vice City on the metro there. And he went back and he was like, oh my God, it does. And
Yeah,
that's like, it's kind of, well, I mean, I'm guessing it's like a 100% kind of like confirmation that it's, I don't know if anybody else has really spotted that out,
I
but
don't think anyone
I,
has,
I,
no.
I pointed that out pretty well, and I think this is why it's better to have like kind of two people watching it as well, I guess,
It is, yeah.
because you were more fixated on when he walked through the metro,
Hmm.
and there was that little skyline at the back. You could see
You should
just
have
like a
said,
glimpse of the city,
yeah,
which is something we'll talk about later. But when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my God!" So it has to be Vice City then.
yeah. I'd
So
say
that
it's
the
Vice
rumors are
City.
true.
Yeah, the rumours are
Yeah,
true. We've seen it with our own eyes, so it's definitely Vice City. So moving on, we come to the robbery, which is the first scene of the alpha footage. And
yeah.
what I
This scene's
like is
awesome.
obviously the picture at the bottom right is it's a lot more filled out, if that makes sense. There's a lot more
Mm,
going on rather than in
yeah,
previous Rockstar games. It's been quite basic, but this actually looks like a well, it looks like a diner that's actually being used. Um,
yeah.
you want to actually talk about the picture at the top, don't you, with the wristbands?
Yeah. So you can actually like keep supposedly you can keep your like you can keep hostages basically,
Hmm.
and you can tie him up, and in that video there you can just see if you see like around his wrist area, um she's actually tying up his wrist, which I thought was a pretty cool mechanic to introduce to the game, because I don't think they've ever actually done anything like this before. And
Is it in Red Dead? Red Dead Redemption 2? Can you?
actually, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hog tie people in Red Dead. Yeah, no, so I was wrong. But I mean, even just like kind of the way that he's, because usually when you hog tie someone,
Hmm.
it's usually get like your lasso out and all this. I don't want to explain all of it, but they're usually like laying on the ground. Whereas this guy, he's actually down
Yeah.
and he's kneeling down. So I'm guessing you can kind of
Well, arrest people,
interact,
in a
yeah,
way.
like interact with them and tell them to
Yeah.
get down and like get on your knees and stuff, and make them put the hands together to like tie the hands, which I thought was a really cool mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something else. I don't think we saw it in this video, but I think you can actually rob individual people
Yes.
at gunpoint,
Hmm.
because you can do that in RDR2 as well. If you're on a train or even just an NPC that's walking around, you could just hold them at gunpoint and yeah,
I mean,
just rob
I
them
have noticed
basically.
that there's no mayonnaise on counters. That's a bit upsetting.
Is it upsetting, Dev?
Where's the mayo?
Where is the mayo?
There's just
That's a good
mustard and
point.
tomato sauce. Shite.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
Well,
moving on.
Americans love their mustard and tomato sauce,
They
don't they?
do. They do. I could make a joke, but we'll move on. Um, this is the outside bit. So this is when you've come out of the diner and you're sort of in the parking lot. The one thing that I'd like to just quickly talk about is the fact that in this video, even at 2 stars, the police didn't start shooting. They were keeping back, they were holding, their ground. And in the right picture, they're actually using the other car as cover,
Hmm.
and the other officer actually goes behind the wall. So the intelligence has improved a fair amount.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
and I think, even when they were getting into the car, there was no, they didn't even shoot then. They still held the fire, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting to watch this kind of like leaked footage, because you know they're so different compared to GTA 5's
Oh,
type
yeah.
police, where they usually just it's shoot first and ask questions later type of police.
Yeah.
Whereas these are more like realistic, I guess you could say. The
Oh,
the
yeah.
more
Well,
strategic.
they're more
The
intelligent.
the Absolutely,
Yeah.
and they're thinking about what they're doing. They're thinking before they actually pull the trigger. And well, I guess I don't know. I don't really deal with American police, to be fair, but I could be wrong. You know, they're actually thinking. I'm not going to say anything anymore. But like
Yeah.
they're actually thinking before they pull the trigger. I'm not going to make a joke. I swear I won't do it. But
Oh, dear.
and do you know what's interesting as well is their movement. Their
Oh, yeah.
movement is so much more faster. Even you look at in the left picture, their kind of stance. Like they're a
Yes.
bit more crouched down.
Mm.
The sight and like the even in the actual footage, the way they move around is so much more. It's just different compared to GTA 5, and
It's a lot
obviously,
more
you
smooth
know,
and it's not like
yeah,
rigid.
it's a lot more smooth, but it's gonna be, you know. I mean, you
Mm.
can't really make a game and then it just be the same as it was before, because then
No,
what's the fun in that? It's not really changed, has it?
no.
But yeah, and arrival time as well is something that
Yes.
we were talking about off the screen as well.
Mm.
What do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, so in the video, the police actually took time to respond, like they were coming from a police station. And like you could rob the store and then obviously the police arrive. They don't just run in and start shooting. They were
Yeah,
actually
they don't just like spawn out of nowhere.
yeah, like they had like a predestination and a
Hmm.
pre-start point. Probably a police station, like I said. And when they came up, they got out of the car, took a position because they realised that there was hostages in the building.
Yeah, and again, it's like they have to play it careful. You know, they
Yeah.
can't just go in guns blazing like they usually would.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
and like even do you know what I've heard as well? When you rob stores, well, I think what are they robbing here? Is this like a restaurant or
Yeah,
something? And
restaurant. Yeah.
like in GTA 5, just for comparison, you'd rob a store, and sometimes the cashier would pull out a gun. Maybe they
Mm.
would, maybe they wouldn't. And then even then, you just have police just flooding in, just like get down on the ground,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. It would just be mayhem. It would just be but it's like a funny, you know, it's just hilarious. It's kind of funny, just the way things went.
Well,
But
we've actually got a few other pictures of cops in this game,
yeah,
and I think the next one might actually be that. We'll actually just have a quick look. Well, no, it's not. It's not the cops, but it's crouching, which is something
oh,
we
like different
actually
types of mechanics.
which we were going to talk about because
Yeah,
this is new for GTA. Because obviously in the picture on the right is Red Dead, where you can actually crouch. But in GTA, that's going to be quite a game breaker. I think
mm.
it's definitely going to switch up the way you play GTA if you can crouch this time. Because I know you could do it with mods, but now you can
I
actually
mean,
just do it.
the only thing you could do really in GTA 5, you could well besides mods like you were saying,
Hmm.
is you could take cover, and that's I guess you could technically call that crouching, you know, behind cover.
Yeah.
Or you could roll.
Hmm.
But I mean this like the crouching kind of like mechanic, which obviously they took from RDR2 again, like in comparison.
Hmm.
Um Nothing massive, but it's still a game changer. It's still something that's going to be a bit more different. I'm guessing there's going to be areas on the map where you'll have to actually crawl into as well,
Yeah, that's
or
true.
like
Yeah.
crawl under things, you know, in like missions and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's it really for me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much really else to say, but it's gonna change the way that people play it. If they have to do stealth missions, they actually have to crouch. But yeah, it's nice
Yeah,
that they've added that.
I
So
mean, you did have the stealth thing in GTA 5 as well, but that was more like you were just hunched over.
yeah, it
Really,
wasn't
it wouldn't
it wasn't
really have
too
much
great.
difference.
But
No.
this next one now,
This is really interesting.
yeah.
This is
So
really. I love this part of the leak clips as well.
I mean, the fact is that you're crawling, and in the right hand clip, he actually moves the box
Yeah,
quite realistic. Actually, it's not.
I was literally debating this. I was like, this has to be a cutscene. This has to be a cutscene. I was like, there's no, because it looked too real. It
Mm.
looked too real, and the way he kind of like moved it, like his whole body, like the way he was moving and everything, and
Yeah,
like
it
he moved the
moved.
crate to the
Yeah,
side.
it moved
It
into
it,
the box. Yeah,
it looked so just fluid. It
yeah,
looked realistic, and this is a really interesting mechanic that's going to come into the game. That I
Oh yeah.
think again, like the crouching, it's going to be used. I think a lot. They're going to incorporate it a lot to like different
Mm.
types of missions, and as well in combat. I think that'd be interesting to use as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're trying to hold like an angle or a peak on someone, um, that'd be pretty good. I mean, just very briefly going on to the RP side, if you can arrest people, you can crouch, you can now lay down. It's gonna bring quite a big aspect to RP and help that aspect of the community that will play GTA. Because obviously I do RP and everything, and in the normal GTA 5, you can't do much, unlike
Hmm.
5M. But yeah, I am happy about these new mechanics, and also it just makes the game feel more realistic and fun.
Yeah, definitely,
So,
definitely.
and this one is the sixth sense, or the spotting objects that you can rob. Luke, you were talking about Last of Us, how it sort of
Yeah,
correlates with
yeah.
that.
So I can't like when we were watching this, I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 because if anybody here has played it, that you can actually when you're trying to hunt down animals,
Mm,
you have this kind of thing. But then when I thought way back to Last of Us, it's kind of like how do I explain it? It's like your senses are kind of heightened.
mm,
That's what it is. And you can hear, you can see, and I don't know if they're going to do with Last of Us, what they did with Last of Us, if they're going to put that into GTA 6. I'm not too sure. I think it'll be more leaning towards the RDR2 aspect, where it's like
yeah,
kind of hunting animals, or you can hunt people, you can get like tracking and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
I think that's more likely what they're going to do, because I think it's best that they stick with their own thing,
yeah,
rather than
yeah. No, I get that.
like take what Last of Us has made. But it's
Yeah,
still like they are pretty cool, mechanics to put into the game as well.
mm.
Anyways,
No, yeah, no, I get it. And obviously, in the picture that we see here, I think he's in some sort of like pawn shop or something, and he's
Mhm.
he's sort of scouting out valuable items, which is pretty cool. I mean, it might be a bit OP because you could just go, oh, I'll just go here and steal this instead of going there. But they'll obviously do a balance, which is quite nice. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, this is somewhat. Oh,
no,
can
no,
I
go
talk
on.
about
Yeah,
the?
yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
this is something that I was going to say earlier. So basically, what this is what I've heard. I think you've heard this as well.
Hmm.
When you actually rob a store in GTA 6, the cashier I think is likely to remember you,
Yes,
and
yeah, that's
they
true.
can actually remember who you are, and they're going to be a lot more wary of you. Or they'll say so when you come into the shop. And again, in comparison with RDR2, that exact same thing would happen.
All
Or
right.
even when you're walking around a village, you'd have people saying, like, "Oh, you better not be like causing trouble here or whatever." And again, like RDR2, that was released in 2018, late
Hmm,
2018.
hmm.
This perhaps it might be like released this year. I don't know. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
But um, that's a 5 year difference. That's a 5 year
Oh yeah.
difference. There is a lot that can change within 5 years, especially with AI
Oh,
for the
definitely.
NPCs. And I think once this game is released, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than RDR2. I think, in my
Yeah,
opinion, anyways.
yeah, I think so too. Because RDR2 sort of was revolutionary for its time, and I
Hmm.
think GTA 6 is going to
Top it,
top it
top
basically.
it so much more.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean the environments in it as well were just, oh man, they were breathtaking.
They were.
Honestly, they were actually. I was like, wow, this is insane. It's such a beautiful game. Like when you go up into the mountains and stuff.
I mean,
But anyways,
I've never played it, but I've seen videos of it, and it does look
oh mate,
looks
you
very
you
nice.
you need to yeah, you should play it. I highly recommend it. It's an amazing game. Great story as well, man.
Yeah, well, I heard it's like 90 hour long or something. Or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty long.
that's mental.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty brief. You got duffel bags, so you can actually have items with you. I've heard people talk about having to go to your car and go to your boot and get your weapons out, and a bit like with RDR2, you you can only carry like a certain weapon with you, which would be good for the RP aspect. But I think if you're on multiplayer and you're trying to,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's annoying. I experienced this when I was playing RDR2. I was like, oh, I gotta go back to my I gotta go back to my horse and get my fucking this like bolt action, and if I wanted to like change weapons. So it was kind of annoying, but again, I get the trying to go for the more realistic aspect of it.
yeah,
And I know the weapon wheel here, what we're seeing on these screens, both the left and right down here. Keep in mind, this is only the, what did you say? Was it the
pre-alpha,
pre-alpha?
yeah, pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha. So I mean, it's obviously not going to look like this
No,
when the
no,
game gets released.
no.
Just kind of gives you like a vague idea of where stuff's going to be, what it's going to be like. I would prefer they do have they keep kind of like the same, the same thing of GTA 5 where you can just pull out any weapon that you got on you. I
Yeah,
know that's unrealistic. I know you don't have a bazooka shoved up your ass and you can just pull it out
yeah,
anytime. I know that doesn't happen.
that'd be a bit uncomfortable, wouldn't it?
But yeah, probably. Maybe just don't go over the bumps fast. But,
yeah,
but it saves all the hassle of like having to go back to your car and all this shit. Like, can you imagine that in multiplayer? Like, you're getting absolutely rinsed by somebody. I gotta go back to my fucking shitty little level 1 car, and like some civilian car, and they're riding around in like a goddamn Lamborghini, and they got all these weapons with them.
some geezer in a tank, you just pull out a pistol. Ah, shit.
Oh, mate, it'd be so annoying. It'd actually be so annoying.
I mean, the thing
Way
is,
too OP.
oh yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, in RP aspects, if you're a cop, because like I've done this before, you know, when you're pulling over someone and you've got to go, to your car, get the gun out and stuff, that aspect is quite nice. Now, if you actually have to do it for real, that obviously puts another level of realism. But the problem with, I guess, online is people just pull guns out of their arse left, right, and centre when you're trying to do RP. So it's like, you don't have an M4 up your arse, do you? So, if they had it on them, that'd bring a bit more realism because you can react to it in like a more, well, realistic manner. The thing is, it is a game at the end of the day. It's not real life. There's still got to be that level of goofiness, arcadiness, because if you take yourself too seriously, then it just becomes too boring. And that's the same with, that's the same with RP.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but I feel like that's what makes GTA GTA. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you just like I was mentioning before, like when the police used just to run into the store and just cause mayhem and just start shooting, just blasting. There's like just like blasting everywhere, man.
They kill more people than the actual robbers.
Yeah. They just got like a death record of like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Where does it end? Never. No, but it's just that it's those type of things that it's like a Rockstar game because they just have those type of things. And I feel like if they got rid of it, would it realistically, it would be better for like a more realism, but at the same time, it's like, where do we, like, it's what you're saying, where do we cut it off?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to like gauge it.
It is. I mean, we'll have to see what they do. I mean, whatever they do, we'll just have to learn the new mechanics and we'll enjoy it, because we'll be like, all right, well, this is how we play this game. Fair enough. So I think whatever they do, we'll enjoy. But we'll have to wait and see. But let's see what the next one is. Ah, yes, right. We could spend about an hour talking about this. So, especially me with my RP. The thing is, we know that there's going to be 2 different police departments. So we've got Port Gellhorn on the left, and the top right is Vice City Police.
They'll be like the main.
Main kind of they'll be the main police department. Funny enough, the police car has Port Gellhorn on it anyway.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, which I only knew that when I was looking at the video today. But the funny thing is, the guy on the left has a Port Gellhorn outfit, but he's not driving the Port Gellhorn.
Sorry, mate. When we first saw that leaked footage there with the guy on the left, I remember you said you thought he was like a
like a security
Because
guard or something.
a security guard, like a mall cop or something.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the footage was so low quality, like it was so
yeah.
pixelated. We couldn't even see what it said on the badge,
No.
so we weren't really too sure. But kind of just like the colors of the outfit, we just gauged it and we thought it was a like a mall cop or something,
Mm.
which would be, it would be kind of cool if they put them in there.
It would, yeah. I mean, the other thing is that on the left, top left, the police are actually using the car as cover, and on the bottom right as well, which is quite nice to see. They're actually
Mm.
taking cover and sort of thinking about their actions. Now, the guy on the top right is in the middle of the street just ramboing it, but the thing is, he's using a lot of discipline with his pistol. Like I saw this when I was watching the video. He wasn't just spraying it mental like they do in GTA 5. It was
No.
burst round. Yeah,
Controlled
controlled. Yeah,
bursts. Yeah,
controlled burst. And I do like the outfit ideas. Like the bottom left looks different to the Vice City police.
yeah.
Um,
That one, it looks pretty similar to LS, Los Santos.
the one on the right.
No, the one on the left. Yeah, no, sorry, the one on the right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
yeah.
was about to say.
That's yeah. I got my left and rights mixed up
Are you dyslexic?
for a second. Maybe, mate. I might need to get tested for that.
I'm dyslexic. For anyone that's going to take offence to that, I can joke about that. So
Now try and spell dyslexic.
nah, no chance. Anyway, but yeah, so it's nice that they've got two different police departments, and I actually saw a video that showed not a leaked, because it was actually the actual pre-alpha footage. I hate saying leaked because it makes me sound like Mr. Bossfoot Win. He just spews shite out of his mouth. But the thing, drama, throwing hands. Anyway, but when I was watching,
Get a boxing match going.
yeah, get KSI on ringside. But yeah, so the thing is, when I was watching this video, there's actually two new police vehicles, a pickup truck and a Ford SUV, and I was like, bloody hell, fucking, because that I love that. If that's actually legit, I don't know if it was just sort of them testing the vehicles, but it had police on the side and it actually had Port Gel on, so. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm glad that they've got different
different like
outfits.
police
Yeah,
departments and
yeah,
different.
switching it up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
GTA 5 had that, but
yeah. Like I was just gonna say this in comparison with GTA 5. I mean, you had Blaine County
Blaine County
Police.
Highway Patrol and LAPD.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Highway Patrol as well. But I mean, if we had to guess, how many different kind of police do you think there would be? To be fair,
Well, there's two cities already. There's the big one, which is Vice City, and then there's a smaller city, which is Port Gellhorn. But there's also like a really small, which looks like a city, but it could be classed as a town. So I would say there may be three, but because of the
I mean
world,
the map is insane.
yeah.
The
I mean,
map's just if I mean, did you say that? Well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk
yeah,
about it later.
yeah,
Yeah, when we get to it.
but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like intake
To
there.
talk about.
I mean,
Yeah.
there might be different fire departments and paramedics as well, which I'll love if that's the case. Because in GTA San Andreas there was two different types of fire engines, whereas in GTA 5 there was only one, which was strange. But it is what it is. But yeah, so we'll move on because we'll speak too much about this. So again with the police, this is just another angle of the Port Gellhorn uniform. He's actually holding a M16 or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's another weapon that's definitely confirmed. Because in the previous video that I did, I talked about that all I saw was pistol and shotguns, but now we actually have different weapons, which is nice. What would you say about this?
I mean, I don't really have much to say about it, to be fair.
Yeah, there's not much really to say, but I mean, like I've pretty much said it already. But I guess with the weapons,
you said pretty much what I would have said, to be fair. Yeah,
yeah, like with
just
the weapons,
the gun and yeah.
they'll. How many weapons do you think there'll be?
What in GTA6?
Yeah.
God, I don't even know, mate. I know because I mean, like, what when it first actually originally comes out. I don't even. That would be too hard to even
Yeah,
guess.
that's
I ain't
quite
got a
a
clue.
loaded question, but
It is a hard question to ask.
I think there'll definitely be a pistol, a shotgun, some variants of like ARs and stuff.
They gotta have like a half sawn off shotgun, pump action
Yeah,
shotgun.
definitely.
Those are classics.
Oh yeah,
Classic.
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll definitely make a return. Right. So this is actually the first look of what the SWAT will look like. It's not great, but I actually just realised that this was a
It is
SWAT
hard to
outfit.
see.
It is.
Like all the code and all the lines and shit.
Yeah,
It's hard to.
it's a bit shit. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I found out was um, the there was like a white SUV, and I was saying to you that it looks like an undercover, police car. Um, Now he's on what?
Oh yeah.
One, two, three. He's on like 5 stars. So I would presume this guy here that's in this SWAT outfit would turn up in a undercover police car. I mean, I don't know because obviously I don't know what the police drive. I mean, there's obviously this police car here which is from GTA 5, which they've used.
Oh, is that police car from GTA 5?
Yeah, it's the police
All right.
interceptor.
All
They
right.
might have changed it a tiny bit, but to be fair, I'm not too fussed. It is actually quite a nice cop car.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell like this is definitely is it SWAT? I'd say it's SWAT, right?
The guy there, yeah, SWAT,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because he's got all like the helmet and like
mm.
the proper gear on and
And
all
the
that.
assault rifle as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, which is nice. I don't know if there's a SWAT team for Port Gallon, but we'll
I
see
don't
when
know.
it comes out.
It's something we'll have to see
Yeah,
when it actually
yeah.
comes to the time, innit?
This we can just pretty like breeze through. He's on a
Hmm.
boat, which is quite nice because usually,
I mean,
yeah,
look at that water, man. That water
yeah,
is
that water's
you know
looking nice.
the water in for the time when GTA 5 came out, the water was nice
Yeah,
in there, but there's actually footage of them swimming in it. I don't know if you remember seeing that. Do you
yes,
remember
I
that?
did. Yes, yeah,
Yeah, and it just looks so clear. It looks so nice, like the texture in it. And if you can actually see to the right, I've just noticed this now. He's got lily
tadpoles.
pads and stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
lily pads,
So,
yeah, not
well,
tadpoles.
I said this. I said this to you before as well. I think just like RDR2,
Hmm.
they are gonna have swamps.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna have like swamps and kind of like a boggy, marshy kind of land.
Hmm.
And for anybody that's played RDR2, you know what I'm talking about. And they're definitely going to use kind of like the same assets of, those creatures from the swamps, like the alligators
Oh
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
birds and stuff that were there. So that'll be very interesting to see as well.
I mean,
But
this is
even on the boat as well, it's got a lot of space,
yeah. I mean, this is
which is a bit
pre-alpha
different.
footage, so I mean,
Yeah.
the water looks good already. So I imagine what it's going to like when it comes out, which is quite nice. But yeah, this is pretty like a quick breeze through with this one. Not much to talk about it really. So with this one is the ragdoll effects. Ragdoll, not ragdoll. Ragdoll. So
Oh, you can tell he's dyslexic.
what a bastard. Oh dear. Yeah, so the ragdoll effects is something that has been like overhauled. It's going to look much better than GTA 5. We're going to go
Yeah.
back to GTA 4, I think, which is nice because it was weird how GTA 5 had worse like ragdoll effects than
Physics.
physics. That's it,
Yeah.
physics than GTA 4. But
I mean, I can barely remember GTA 4, to be honest. I mean, I played that when I was like really young.
yeah, we're
Like,
old. Yeah, we're old.
yeah. What were you gonna say, anyways, mate?
No, I was going to say that you know they're going to be much improved than GTA 4, but they're going to just shit on GTA 5. I mean, to be fair, RDR2. I mean, I've seen videos of it. That has pretty decent physics, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely does. Like even I remember like going like around like kind of like steep hills and stuff.
Hmm.
If you were to and I'm putting this in comparison with GTA 5. Keep in mind as well. So like if you were going down a hill, you'd actually as you fall down, as you slide down, the rocks around you, all these little type of rocks and the dirt and the dust would kind of like pick up and roll down with you as well, which I thought was really cool because they haven't even really done that yet. I don't think did they do that in GTA 5? I don't think they did they?
Well, I mean, you had some sort of physics, but
I think it's advanced from that
oh yeah,
into RDR2, and it's become a lot more better, and that is something we'll definitely see
definitely.
in 6 as well. And just I like to mention this as well. The falling, like the ragdoll mechanics, like you said, the physics as well. Completely different from GTA 5. I mean, you had these characters that would just they'd crawl up in a ball, lift up their arms, and they'd go into almost like the fetal position, and then just crawl down, like fall all the way down the hill. Whereas like this, I know you can't really see because it's only just screenshots, but it is. I mean, it looks so much more realistic. You know, in my opinion, it actually looks better than RDR2 as well. Like just the way he drops, the way he falls,
Oh,
a
that's
lot better.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, even his clothes actually move with him as well, so that's gonna be very realistic.
This as well. I think they're gonna add stuff like hats. So in RDR2, if you'd fall off your horse, for
Oh, I've seen
example,
that. Yeah, the hat falls off.
the hat would fall off with it, which is really cool. Or like if you got into a fist fight, then you'd end up having to pick your hat, which I thought was a really cool attribute to add to the game. In this kind of clip, you don't really see that.
No.
His hat doesn't come off, but I mean, again, like I said, it's pre-alpha footage, it's leaked footage, so take it with a pinch of salt. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna kind of add that aspect to it as well.
Oh, definitely. Pretty quick with this. It's just textures in it.
Yeah.
It's
just like the skins that they add like characters or buildings and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like to me, anyways. But
yeah, we're sort of debating.
This is their own kind of like engine, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, I remember when we used to do game design, and we used to use Visual Studios, Maya, 3ds Max, things that would be
the beginner stuff.
the beginner setup that would be, compared to Rockstar, would be just like we might as well just give up.
Oh, mate! Honestly, they'll have their own like bespoke kind of engines that they make themselves. All of this will be created by themselves.
I mean,
they won't be relying on some sort of. I know it's crazy to even think about, isn't it?
I mean, I
it's
remember when I was making a game with a group, and like we were using Unreal Engine's textures, which weren't bad, weren't bad, but when I look at this is just foreign to me. I no idea.
It's like a different kind of language, isn't it?
It is literally. Yeah. I mean, I know like when we were trying to learn code, and we had to put like debug and full stop and slash and
like code.
If you it was wank at times.
Oh my god, it's a nightmare.
you do.
For anybody who's watching this that has ever written code in their lives, I feel sorry for you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, you do like a day's worth of code.
Oh, don't even start.
Just because a full stop on line 20, it would be in the wrong position.
Or you got like the slash in the wrong place, or like a semicolon. The semicolon. Swear to God.
Fuck. Oh. Because you have to do open bracket and then close bracket.
Yeah.
But if that
so much shit. Giving me PTSD here.
I know. I think it's worse than a war. No. Probably not. Anyway, moving on. So this is the outside of the train station, and I'm actually quite impressed at how well the city looks, because it looks like GTA 5, but the expanded and enhanced version. So if it's looking like this in pre-alpha content, I mean, what's it going to look like when it actually releases? It's just going to...
it's quite impressive. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, it all needs a bit of like touching up to it. Again, like you said, it's pre-alpha content. I mean, the escalators on the left, they're like super shiny. I don't know why. It reminds me of that episode from SpongeBob. I don't know if you've seen it, where like everything's chrome and they're like in the future.
No, I've never watched.
Do you remember that one?
I've never watched SpongeBob.
Fuck off.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, I was gonna say, Jesus, you've not had a childhood, mate. Where have you been?
Yeah, and I think everyone's watched
Hiding under a
SpongeBob.
rock.
Yeah. Who was that squirrel? What was she called? Was it Sandy?
Sandy, come on,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should know this.
I just said it, Sandy.
Sandy, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Sandy.
yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, we're sidetracking it. We're sidetracking.
Oh,
Stay on the road.
yes.
Stay focused.
Stay on the mission. Stay on the mission.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, all the stuff needs a bit touching up again,
Yeah.
and like the floors, the ceilings a bit, but you can see how it's all coming together.
Oh yeah.
And it's very interesting. I mean, as well in GTA 5, you couldn't take the metro, could you? I don't think you could.
You could in single player.
You could walk in the actual station. I'm not sure about single player, but I'm definitely sure on multiplayer you couldn't. But
you know what? I'm going to try it tonight because
I have not played single player in quite a while, to be honest.
Yeah, it's well. I mean, I play online a fair bit, but you don't really go to the metro station that much.
No, unless you're fighting someone who like hides in there.
Or
you just
hiding,
like blow
hiding
like
from
the
cops.
shit out of it with a bunch of grenades.
I'm going to go into the metro station and see if you can actually get into the thingy. I feel like you might have to pay us. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you'll have to pay. I'm pretty sure you can take the bus as well, can't you?
No,
in
you
like
can't.
single player.
No,
in single player.
No, you can't. No.
Oh.
I mean, I've in online. I've got in a bus and just tried to pick people up, and it ends up with me dying. So I just go in passive mode and just drive around.
Fair enough. But either way, I mean, look, you can see this is it's definitely coming together.
It is, yeah.
It looks very, very well done.
Very spacious.
Not very well done,
very spacious.
But yeah, absolutely, yeah, very spacious, and it looks like there's going to be a lot more to it than meets the eye right now.
Oh, I mean,
but either way, I mean, I'm very, very interested in what's to come.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people in that metro station. I can just tell. Right, so speaking of a lot of people, hey, you got a bit excited then, aren't you?
Yeah,
Strip club.
Whoa.
So like with this, the lighting.
I actually thought it was a nightclub. I forgot it was a strip club. I forgot.
Oh,
no.
Jesus! We actually went in the we actually saw this in the video, and we actually commented that it was a strip club, and he's forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. I genuinely did.
Well,
I'm not making that up.
Well, we've got Lucia. That's one of
Lucia and Jason.
I don't know if that's Jason.
That's not Jason. No, I think that in this like kind of third person view, you're actually in this clip.
You're Lucia.
Playing as Lucia.
Yeah,
you're playing as
Lucia.
Yeah.
But the lighting, even though it's pre-alpha, it's looking
way better than GTA 5.
Oh,
way better than GTA 5, in my opinion. Well, in both our opinions, I think we can both agree.
Definitely.
It's different. I mean, you look on that one just right in front of Lucia, just above her there. The kind of the way it reflects off of the wall, it just looks. I don't think you really had that in GTA 5. It was kind of more like dull.
Yes.
Whereas this is a bit more like shinier, and it's
more realistic.
It's a lot more, just realistic as a whole set.
Well, the other thing is that the lighting actually hits the areas that it's meant to, and the areas where there is no lighting, it's dark. So you've got that again, realistic lighting, which is nice.
Yeah,
it's funny how it says new contact Billy. Do you know the right hand side there? So I'm presuming that.
Oh, that'll just be through.
Yeah,
it might be like a side character or something, like someone that you keep contact with.
Possibly, yeah. So I guess that's confirmed. Billy's in the game.
Billy confirmed.
Billy confirmed. Big boy Billy. So with this, we were just going to touch on the fact that
this guy looks like Johnny Depp for some reason.
Johnny Depp's confirmed.
Johnny Depp's confirmed, guys. Yeah. Johnny Depp's confirmed. GTA6.
He sacked
thumbnail caption. Thumbnail caption. Johnny Depp confirmed.
He sacked off acting. He sacked it off. He's doing games now.
Sacked off wife beating. Kidding. Just a joke.
Jesus.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Probably not. But hey,
I love Johnny Depp. I was just joking.
No, I love it. Anyway, like I was saying, with the tool that they're using.
Free Johnny.
Yes, with the tool that they're using, we've used it before actually. Like Maya, for example. So like when we were trying to move objects and stuff like that. This one, I
Yeah, it looks
believe,
very kind of similar to us. We
yeah,
understand it a bit.
yeah, because I think if you click the like the ball in the middle, it sort of
That's how
shrinks
you
it.
can move the actual,
Yeah,
just move it all together. Yeah,
yeah,
and then you got ones for like scaling width and scaling height, and then
that's
like
true.
rotation.
Yes,
I think the yellow one on the side's rotation. So even though
yeah,
this is like their own kind of bespoke games engine, they'll obviously have those different characteristic, like
mm,
those like attributes that for example, Unreal Engine, because that's what we used anyways.
yeah.
That's how we understand it as well. It's not like if anybody here has used Unreal Engine, I'm pretty sure a few people have at
Oh
least.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not nothing special, but it's just something we thought we'd talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've got insider information, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tap 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 tap. Yeah.
So the map.
I got my people.
Yeah, he's got on speed dial. So this is the map. Compared to GTA 5, it just dwarfs. It just
Yeah,
dwarfs.
absolutely.
And this is what I was on about. So Port Gellhorn is on the top left. That's the other city. Um, Eken Ekenfinkus. What is that?
Was
Top.
Ecan Finac.
Yeah.
What? Bro, even I'm not this like I can't even fucking read that. Ecan Finaka.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Ekna.
Yeah, that that one. So we've obviously got Vice City, the big one, and then
Yeah.
we've got a city on the top left and at the very top, or town, should we say? Now that's what I'm talking about. I bet there's 3 police departments, including probably a police department for little Haiti, um, maybe even for Stanish Island or Starfish Island. Sorry.
I mean, this is look like now that I'm getting a bit of a close up look to it,
Hmm.
it's very, very interesting. I mean, touching on what I was saying earlier about like swamps and stuff,
Yeah.
if this map isn't definitely what it is it? Like it's definitely not
Um,
100% the map,
I'm gonna
right?
say no.
No, I think
I'm gonna
it's
say
just
this is
somebody's
speculate. Yeah,
made.
this is speculation.
Yeah.
We don't know what the map looks like.
So yeah, that just so you know, it's definitely 100% not going to probably be the map.
No.
But if it is, I mean, the
What?
comparison in
Yeah.
hand is already just
I
spectacular
mean,
to even look
what
at.
we do know is that there is Port Gellhorn and there is Vice City. That's what we do
Yeah.
know.
I mean, mate, if you had all of these kind of differences, I mean, you got downtown City Scrape, which is, I'm guessing, Vice Point, Vice Port is where
mm,
all of the main beginning of the story is going to be held, and then you've got like Port Gellhorn, which we definitely know is going to
mm,
be in the game. But stuff like Starfish Island, Little Haiti, Ekin Finica, I can't even say that, mate.
yeah.
Like stuff like that, I don't really think it's going to be in there. But touching what I was saying about earlier about like swamps and stuff, uh, Leaf
Hang on a
Lakes,
second. Hang on.
that kind of area is interesting. You right?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that for RP
Oh yeah.
aspect, it's gonna be quite good, because the amount of people that you can have on the map is going to be way bigger than GTA 5. Like, I'm
Well, in an
talking.
online server, mate.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, GTA 5 could hold 30 people, and that was 360 days. No, actually,
Mm,
no. It was actually 25 to about 27. But then, obviously, in the new gen, they could bump it up just to about 30.
yeah.
So, if we've got new consoles, I mean, I'm gonna say we can have 100 people because Hell Let Loose can do 50v50. Well, most PvPs, like Fortnite and all that, they have like a lot of people. So for us,
I mean,
for yeah,
Fortnite has what 100 people,
yeah,
right? So I'm pretty sure they could do like game servers of 100 people in this. Surely,
oh, most
you know,
definitely.
taking the comparison of Los Santos
Hmm.
GTA 5's map to GTA 6 map. Again, we don't know if this is definitely it. It's just something I think somebody's kind of like created, but you can put into perspective somewhat what it's going to be like, right? I
Hmm.
mean, this is twice the size. maybe even 3 times the size at least.
I'm
You
going to
know,
say 2.5, something like that.
two and a half.
I'll just be awkward and just say
Yeah.
2.5.
Well,
But the thing is, like, you know, with the RP aspect, the amount of scenes that you could do, and if there is different fire departments with different fire vehicles and paramedics, like the amount of paramedics that there's going to be, and I've heard stories that you actually will need to use the paramedics to, you know, regain health and stuff. Because in my RP server, you know, I'm like head of the NHS, and obviously when people get shot, I have to attend and help them. But there's actually going to be an actual purpose for being a paramedic rather than just going up to them going, "You're all right, Jeff, do you need a med pack?" Whereas now it's, I'll actually give you a med pack, if that makes sense,
yeah.
which is nice. Is there anything else you want to talk about in the city aspect or the map?
No, not really. I mean, I just wish this was like the real thing because it looks
It
very
look,
interesting.
yes,
But I don't really want to say too much because, again, if it's not the real thing, it's a bit,
yeah. I don't want to get people's hopes up, but there's definitely going to be
Yeah,
Port
same.
Gellhorn and Vice City. I mean, I'm just looking at the motorways and everything. I'm thinking that looks very nice to
Route
drive down.
97 looks very
Should we
interesting.
go
Imagine
route?
going around like a Lambo around that,
Oh yeah.
like
I mean, and just in
or a
like the
bike.
countryside and stuff, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Should we actually go to North Beach at Top? Should we go Sunday night for a drink?
Oh yeah,
Sounds
sure. I
nice.
heard the bars are nice around there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you got inside information by any chance?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got inside information.
So, conclusion. When do you think it's coming out?
We talked about this off camera,
Hmm,
and I think your answer is going to be similar to mine. I think it's going to be September this year, maybe October. I'm guessing probably around
right.
there.
Well, I agree on the October it coming out.
Hmm.
I mean, in my previous video, I said um, August and September for a trailer, and then October, November for the actual game coming out. If it doesn't come out this year, it's definitely coming out next year.
Hmm.
And we're going to have probably early in the year teaser trailers and then trailer,
I
and
mean,
obviously it comes out later in that
I,
year.
I'm like, I'd say I'm like 90% sure it's
Hmm.
going to come out this year. I just like all signs are pointing to yes. I mean, you just backtrack, right? Look at when GTA 5 came out. You know,
2013, yeah.
2013. And
It's
like
10
it came out in
years.
like September. Yeah, it's 10 years. You know, and I know COVID kind of like fucked everyone over and
Well,
all that.
actually,
So perhaps it might be another year added on.
well,
But I'm thinking it's this year.
well, just to point on that, the Take Two boss actually said that there's no changes to the process of them bringing out games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're actually
Oh,
still
that's
sticking.
interesting then.
Yeah, they're still sticking to the timeline. I mean, I've said this many times in my videos, but I'll say it again. You always got to add 5 years on from the next title that released. So 2008 to 2013, 5 years, then 5 years, 18, 5 years, 2023. And
It just makes sense, man.
and also it doesn't mean that they take 5 years to make a game. It's they take those 5 years to make sure that they're ready.
Everything's
Yeah,
good and everything's like I think they have more than enough time to do it. I mean, I can't really speak because I don't work with I don't work for any like top company or anything. But
no,
I mean, assets wise as well. I mean, swamps. If they're adding swamps, it's going to kind of be the same things from RDR2 that they're adding.
mm,
Um, same. I mean, you even look at the police vehicles. I mean, come on, it's the same kind of police cars,
it
isn't it?
is. But I do.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, obviously they are going to make new police cars on top of them, but
yeah,
they're using them just because. What's the point in making a whole new police car when you can just
exactly.
you've got a police car already to use, you've got the code, you're there,
Mm,
and then you can just add that code on top of the new assets that you make anyway, because you know it
mm.
works.
Like we were looking at you remember like about a week ago we were looking at that leaked footage again, and they
Yeah.
were like in the kind of crossroads section, and the car started like going past, and you're like, oh, that one's from GTA 5, that one's from
Yeah,
GTA 5.
yeah,
And so they're obviously going to have like cars from GTA 5, they're going to have weapons and stuff, all this stuff that they've made as assets in previous games. You'd be stupid not to use it anyways.
oh yeah,
So it makes sense to do that. It's just going to waste time making new ones. So all that other stuff, kind of like the same with the coding, they could just put some of that other stuff in.
oh definitely. I mean, the 3
When they're
vehicles
adding
that
like all the different kind of mechanics like crouching and crawling, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
yeah, well, the 3 vehicles that are definitely confirmed that I've seen are the Baller LE, the
Yeah.
Vapid Stainer, and the Granger,
Mm.
and the Police Interceptor. So that's nice. I mean, just to finish off with, how much do you think it will make? Because I think it'll make about 100 billion. If that's
100 billion.
oh definitely. I mean,
100 billion.
if that's a bit if
Woo!
that's a bit ambitious, let's say 40, 50 billion. But that might even be too low.
God, I don't know, man. Honestly, like, how do you know how much GTA 5 has made as of
It's
now?
it's made 9 billion in the 10 years,
Nine billion.
and it made 1 billion in a day. So
A billion in a day. Oh God. Okay, right. Question: How much do you think this is going to make in a day? Has to
um,
break records. It
oh,
has to break
it is,
records.
yeah,
I mean, it's already broken records for the highest budget of any game ever made.
and it won Best Entertainer. So that's against
Mm.
books and movies, and it's a video game. So
Yeah,
that's quite funny.
saying something already in it.
I think what we do know is it's going to cost a fair bit to make. It's going to break the internet. It's going to break records, and it's going to make Take-Two just disgusting amount of money.
Oh yeah, filthy rich. It's that filthy rich kind of
It's
money. Do
that,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
and it's that sort of richness that, I mean, the boss of Take-Two, like when he gets asked a question about anything related to GTA 5 or sorry, not GTA 5, GTA 6, he just has this smug look on his face, like, I'm just not going to say anything, but I just know I'm going to get mega rich. It's like, oh, you're just a
Yeah.
cunt, mate. Like,
No, but what I think, do you know what? I'm gonna guess how much GTA is gonna make as a whole. I'd say about 50 billion.
yeah.
Maybe that might be a bit too high. I don't know, but
Well,
um,
what we should do is
on the day,
we
I
should
think
give
it.
our like honest prediction now, and then wait
Well,
until the
yeah,
game comes
I'm gonna
out.
say on the day, mate. It has to make about God 2.5 billion.
I think it's going to make 5 billion.
Okay,
And
we'll see. We'll
if we're
see.
both wrong, then no.
How much do you think the game's gonna cost?
I've heard it's cost 2 billion to make.
No. I mean, not to make. I mean, like actual, for retail price for someone to
Oh
buy
right, so like over
from the shops.
I I think it's going to be over like 70 to 100 billion. It's just
What? No, I mean buy from the shops.
oh,
100
sorry.
billion.
I thought you
No,
meant no, right, okay,
no,
yeah,
no, no.
right. So in the shops, it's going to be about
Buy
60.
from the shops. You walk into a shop. You want to buy GTA 6. How much does it cost? Let's start from
No,
there.
right. So 60 to 70 quid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have ballparked it around there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because games, man, games are getting so expensive now.
They used to be 60 quid now, or even cheaper,
They
but
used to be 50.
yeah, that's
I remember
true.
they used to be 50 when I
They
was a
used to be
kid.
50, then they went to 60, then they went, they're now 70.
Yeah.
Unless you want the deluxe edition, which is 102 probably pounds.
Probably,
Um,
yeah.
like, I'm not buying that. I'm buying the standalone edition.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's just way too much.
Oh yeah,
You know, unless I go in late into buying it. Do you know what I mean? Then I'll
mm.
probably buy it
Yeah,
just to catch
yeah.
up with everybody else.
Because you're just like literally level 1, still got nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my 2 cent. I'm glad I've heard yours because you've given some good ideas, and
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
no, it's all right. But that's the end of the video. I
Yeah.
do hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment your conclusion on the whole leaked gameplay footage, and actually tell us in the comments how much you think you're gonna make overall. And with that said, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra. Do you want to say bye-bye, Luke?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, and yeah, see you guys.
See you later.